Hello everyone, this is Vicious, and welcome back to more Legend of Zelda and the Ocarina of Time. So in the last episode, we finally made it to adulthood. And after we attained the Master Sword, we stopped by Kakariko Village to pick up the hookshot. And in this episode, we're actually going to obtain Epona first. So Epona is either really easy or really tricky to obtain, depending on how Ingo is going to treat you here. Either he's going to allow you to bypass him, or he's going to be a complete dick and cut you off every which way possible. Now, the strategy I use when racing Ingo is to try to get on the inside of him and slip by him. If he doesn't allow you to do that, you're going to be stuck and then you'll have to do the race over again. And of course, if you fail the second race, you'll have to do both races over again, so it's kind of annoying and tedious. I got lucky in the second race because in the beginning, he never allowed me to slip by him. But right at the end, I was able to slip by and actually get the win, so I was very happy about that because this was like my third or fourth time attempting this race because he could be very tricky. Now, in the 3DS version of this game, I found this race to be super easy. I don't know why, but in the 3DS version, things are a lot easier. I guess because they did it that way, or some sort of thing they did with the game. But yeah, things were a lot easier for some reason. So anyway, you're going to see right here, I'm going to be able to slip right by Ingo. Right there, so I caught him off there. Now, another strategy to use is try to maintain all your carrots as best as you can. Don't waste them all right away, because if you do, he'll just boost right by you and win. So anyway, for winning the race, we finally get Epona, but Ingo here is kind of a sore loser and is not going to allow us to leave Lon Lon Ranch. So in this case, we're actually just going to hop the fence. Yeah, simple. We're just going to hop the fence. He has no tactics to stop me from hopping the fence with the horse, because rightfully it's my horse now. You lose, Ingo. So anyway, after you hop the fence here, you'll see in about a second. Come over here and whee! So after you obtain Epona, you can use Epona Song to call upon Epona anytime you want. Though you can only really use Epona in Hyrule Field. Epona is really good for transporting between the different areas of this game, and for a side quest that we're going to be doing a little bit later on. Now of course I'm just going to get my sea legs here and ride around Epona. Not really my sea legs, would it be, huh? It'd be like my horse legs. Also, there's another mini game you could do now that you have Epona, but you really can't do it until you actually have the fairy bow. On the field, you'll find Poes just floating around whenever you go by. If you capture all 10 big Poes and take them to the little Poe spirit guy there, he will give you a bottle for it. So that is pretty much your fourth bottle. Now, I will be tackling all 10 big Poes in this LP, but not right now because I lack the fairy bow. And just because I don't know exactly where every single big Poe is. So anyway, we're going to finally head back to Kokiri Forest, because our first temple is located here. We actually had to stop by Kakariko Village to pick up the hookshot to enter the temple. So when you first enter Kokiri Forest again, you're going to notice that there's enemies everywhere. Yes, the forest is now corrupted, and all the Kokiri children are missing. I don't know where they are exactly, but yeah, they're just all missing. So our goal now is to head to the forest temple and defeat the evil that's blocking it, and to obtain the Sage of the Forest. So not too difficult, I mean, Now for some reason, I don't know why, but the Forest Temple is the one temple I always had the most difficulty with remembering what to do exactly. There's a few times I actually had to backtrack to figure out what I was doing. I don't know why, like any other temple I can remember like that, but for some reason the Forest Temple is just very annoying and I forget things. I feel bad because I actually just did a recent playthrough of the Forest Temple before recording this episode, because I'm playing the 3DS version on the side. And I was like, okay, I'm going to be able to remember all this stuff. It's super easy and simple. But no, I just somehow forgot everything again. It just, my mind went blank. So anyway, the Skull Kid, actually, if you want to obtain a piece of heart, come to the forest as a child and talk to the Skull Kid. He'll ask you if you want to play a song, and the song you have to play for him is Saria Song. basically meaning that the Skull Kid and Saria are friends, because Saria only teaches the song to her friends. But when you become an adult, the forest kind of corrupts the Skull Kid and he becomes evil and attacks you immediately. Now, I noticed in the 3DS version, after you kill the Skull Kid, he drops a giant rupee. I believe it's like a gold rupee he drops. I'm not sure if the N64 version does the same, because every time I try to kill him, he just kind of flips out of the way and runs off. But yeah, you can earn a little bit of money, but I believe he doesn't appear after you kill him, so that's pretty much a one-time thing. So anyway, Milo here, is blocking our path. We have to make our way back to the Sacred Forest Meadow, but he promised Saria that he would let nobody by. So to allow him, not really allow him, but to let him know that we are friends with Saria, we're going to play Saria's song. Now, of course, I had to remember here because, once again, I've been playing the 3DS version, and everything's a lot different when it comes to songs. I find the N64 versions of the songs are a lot easier to remember than the 3DS version. I don't know if it's the controls, or maybe it's just the notes are a lot easier to remember. I don't know, it's just always awkward for me when using the 3DS Ocarina. So anyway, after playing Saria's song, he will trust you and allow you to pass. So now it's our goal to make it to the Forest Sacred Meadow. Now, of course, the first time we came through here, we had a song playing to allow us to know which direction we were going. Now, of course, when you become an adult, you no longer have that. So it's pretty much a guessing game. My advice for you is you'll walk a little bit towards it, and you'll start to see an area. If it's kind of like just a pure black area, it means the exit. If you can somewhat see the other side, that means you're going the right way. Until about the end. In the end, you're going to have to take a wild guess on which one it is. Or just follow what I did there. It's always the same path, so don't worry. So Navi here is going to tell us about some enemies that are hiding in these little corners here. These guys are either really easy or really annoying, depending on how you handle this. Now, of course, my strategy for it is to use the hookshot. It's the new item we just attained. Basically, you want to wait till these guys are fully turned around and they have their back towards you. Because if you're going to try to kill them as they're turning, they're going to turn around really quick and hit you. Well, not really hit you, they're going to charge you down with their spear and try to kill you. They do about a half a heart worth of damage. So not too bad, but then again, they're just really annoying. Now, of course, I'm being very ballsy here and going to attack him head on. Now, for some reason, my hookshot kind of bounces off of him, but that's weird. But anyway, killing him. Now, the next one is actually going to hit me because I got a little cocky. And this is what I was talking about. You have to wait until they're fully turned around. Because I'm going to try to get him when he's turning around, and he's going to notice me instantly and charge me head on. See, he just noticed me instantly and charges me. So try to be very careful when tackling these guys, because they don't do a lot of damage, but they're still just kind of annoying. Now, of course, after taking care of this one right here, we're going to make our way to a bigger moblin that's blocking our path. Now, of course, I'm just looking around. Actually, no, we still have one more to take care of here. Now, I believe I just sit here and wait for this guy to walk by me, actually, because he has no idea I'm just waiting here with a hookshot, ready to shoot him in the face. Well, not really the face there, actually. I shot him in the crotch, but who's counting? So anyway, after taking care of that fourth moblin, there's going to be a gigantic moblin with a club blocking your path to the forest temple itself. My strategy here, just dodge the waves. Yeah? Make sure you don't roll into the walls like an idiot, like I did. And when you get close enough, just slash him with your sword. You want to make sure you time your sword slashes correctly here, because, as you can tell, he's just going to whack me and knock me all the way back. If he hits you with the club or the shockwave, he'll knock you all the way back. He takes about 3 slashes to kill. Once you kill him, he drops a few bit of rupees, and you can finally make your way to the forest temple entrance. But of course, we have a cutscene to play. So Link here remembers all the memories he had with Saria, and the moment we came here and we learned Saria's song. You can kind of take a wild guess who's the sage of the forest temple is going to be. But of course, we have a surprise visitor, Sheik. Sheik will appear at every temple entrance to teach you a song to magically warp back here at any time. I believe in the beta you would be able to use the medallions to warp to the dungeon entrances. Now, I believe that was the case because in early screenshots of the game, Link had the items, like the actual medallions, equipped to his C button slots. So it was kind of an interesting thing, and maybe one day we'll see somebody implement that again. So anyway, Sheik here is going to teach us the Minuet of the Forest. The Minuet of the Forest is going to allow us to warp back here anytime we want to. So we can bypass all the Lost Woods and the beginning of the Forest Sacred Meadow. Have a nice little play session. I actually saw an article recently talking about Sheik's gender. And of course, for those who actually played the game, you pretty much know already who Sheik is and Sheik's gender. But it was kind of interesting to hear what the developer had to say about the game and the gender of Sheik, because I guess for some people it's really weird and awkward, I guess. I don't know. So anyway, we're going to use our hookshot to enter the temple, because without it, we can't go anywhere. Now, I have a question for people, because I always do this game in a certain order, but is there a way to like maybe break the order of temples? Like, could you go to maybe say the fire temple first, and then come to the forest temple, or something like that? That'd be kind of interesting, I think, in my opinion. I'll have to try that one time, but I kind of want to know, because a lot of the places, all you really need is like maybe the hookshot, or for instance, the Shadow Temple, you need Din's Fire to open up the door. But then you can get Din's Fire as a kid. So I don't know, maybe if someone might of sequence break this game could tell me that that's okay to do. Because that would be really, really cool. To maybe do, like, say, the Water Temple first, and get the long shot. And get that out of the way. I don't know, it'd be interesting to do. So anyway, before you head into the temple itself, you're going to climb up this vine here. Because there is a gold skulltula sitting up here. And we actually have to cross this tree to get a silver key. So yeah, when you become an adult, instead of just going through a temple normally, you'll actually have to start picking up silver keys, which are very annoying, and they hide all over the place. So basically, just keep an eye out, especially when you come to the Shadow Temple, which we'll be seeing much later. Keys like to hide. But then again, we'll have an item to help us find these little hidden objects. Then you open up this small chest, and boom, our first silver key. Oh, small key in this case. I guess I'm just used to calling them silver keys. I don't know. This is how I am. So look, our good old friend Skulltula's here. This time we don't have to worry about back turning. We just shoot him in the face with a hookshot and call it a day. I love the hookshot. Pretty much when you use the hookshot or the bow, Skulltulas are nothing. You don't have to worry about them at all. Sadly though, with a sword you still have to wait for them to turn around and hit their fleshy backs. But hookshot, bow, you're fine. So the gimmick of this temple is we're going to be ghost hunting. Of course, we have to find all 4 of these ghosts to light up the torches to open up the pathway to the boss of the dungeon. Now, I know some people have different ways of doing this temple. I have my own way, of course, and it's not the right way, but it's my way. So anyway, we're going to play the Song of Time here to move this block out of the way. Now, of course, with songs in this game, all I have to do is remember one note. For some reason, once I play the first note, I can remember the song instantly. It's really weird that way. Now, of course, I remember the Song of Time really well just because of Majora's Mask. Also, pick up the 3D version of it. It's really, really good. I only play a little bit of it because I'm going to finish up Ocarina of Time on 3DS first before moving to Majora's Mask, but I highly recommend it. They made a lot of really good changes. So anyway, we're actually going to climb up this vine here. I would highly recommend waiting to get the bow before coming here because, yeah, you really can't hit the other Skulltula sitting there. Of course, I'm going to try to sneak by him and get knocked off the wall. So that's what happens when you allow a Skulltula to hit you. He's just going to come around and knock you right off. You can basically tell when he's going to charge when he turns purple. Of course, if you want to, you can use your hookshot to grab on the vines. And some other objects as well, you'll be seeing later on. So we're going to hookshot up here, and we're going to sneak by this Skulltula here. When he starts turning purple, that's when to back off, because he's going to charge you. But we're actually going to use his charge to help us boost up here. Because sadly, we can't sneak by him fast enough. But he charges us and allows us to get up here. That's really nice of him. So these things here, I hate these little flying skulls. My advice for you, put your shield up, knock them down, and wail on them. You can also use your hookshot, that will easily take care of them as well. Well, not kill them outright, but it'll stun them, and then you just whack them with your sword. And of course, you can use this dungeon's item, the bow, to take care of them as well. So of course, for coming up here, we get a map. Do we need the map? I mean, not really, but it's there. So I'm going to take care of this Skullwalchula right there, because I can. I don't like them. I just don't like Skullwalchulas. Okay, they're just annoying. So, with the hookshot blocks here, I guess you can call them, you can either hit the side or the front of it. There'll be some cases where I actually hit the side. Well, anyway, guys, this is going to be the episode. Thank you for watching. Make sure to have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.